The WNBA Finals were meant to represent everything the sport had been building toward: a grand display of elite competition, emotional storylines, packed arenas, and a powerful conclusion to what was supposed to be a landmark season. But instead of celebrating growth and excitement, the finals became an uncomfortable reminder of one undeniable truth: without Caitlin Clark, the WNBA loses its heartbeat. When Aya Wilson and DeWanna Bonner walked into arenas dotted with empty seats and ticket prices starting as low as $6, reality hit hard. This wasn't a moment of triumph, it was a revelation. The league's momentum, energy, and public pulse all disappeared the moment Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever were eliminated. "I don't think y'all care," one frustrated voice in the WNBA community said. "Y'all care about the drama around it, not the games themselves." And based on the ticket prices, it's hard to argue otherwise. What should have been a glamorous championship showcase quickly turned awkward. Broadcast cameras couldn't hide the empty red seats, the hollow sound of the ball echoing through half-empty arenas, and the uneasy body language of players realizing that the energy, the electricity, had vanished. Without Clark, the excitement that carried the league all season evaporated into silence. Behind the scenes, panic set in. League executives were reportedly terrified about the television ratings, already fearing what the networks might see once Clark was gone. Without her name in the finals, they knew the numbers would plummet, and they did. Some teams even resorted to Black Friday-style discounts for finals tickets, a humiliating sight for what was supposed to be the league's crowning event. These were the so-called faces of the WNBA, Aya Wilson and DeWanna Bonner, promoted as the queens of women's basketball. But instead of the thunderous energy of a championship crowd, they were met with polite claps and stretches of yawning emptiness. During warm-ups, cameras even caught Wilson shaking her head and muttering in disbelief. "This is the finals." It wasn't arrogance, it was genuine shock. Fans were quick to voice their feelings. "Why do you think the finals are such a disaster?" one commentator asked in a poll. The results were brutal. With Bonner, Alyssa Thomas, and the Mercury facing Wilson and the Aces, only 4% of fans said they were interested in watching. A staggering 96% said, "Hell no." Bonner tried to maintain composure, but her post-game words said it all. "You work your whole life for this," she told reporters, her voice tight with disappointment. "You want to feel the energy, the love, the fans, but look around." Even with championship banners hanging overhead, the building felt lifeless. The WNBA's biggest night had the atmosphere of a preseason scrimmage. If anyone still doubted that Caitlin Clark's fanbase had become the core of the WNBA's entire audience, all they had to do was look at the finals ticket prices. On paper, this matchup had everything: former MVPs, proven stars, and playoff storylines. But without the Fever and Clark, the buzz was gone. The momentum that had carried the league through the summer vanished overnight. Ticketmaster listings showing seats for $6 confirmed what everyone already knew: interest had collapsed. Last season, Caitlin Clark's playoff debut against the Connecticut Sun drew 1.8 million viewers, more than every other playoff game that day combined. The comparison was devastating. Wilson, usually the picture of confidence, looked shaken. For years, she had been presented as the WNBA's signature player, its gold standard, its marketing centerpiece. But Clark's absence exposed how much the league's newfound success had revolved around her. For Wilson, these finals didn't feel like a reward, they felt like a wake-up call. Social media turned savage. $6? That's not a finals ticket, that's a parking fee, one fan posted. Another went viral for sharing a video of the near-empty stands with the caption, "You chased away the player who filled every seat. Now enjoy the echo." That clip racked up more views than the official WNBA Finals highlights. To put it in perspective, last year's cheapest ticket to see the Fever play the Connecticut Sun in the first round cost $133. This year, the same level of competition was selling for less than a fast food meal. Fans couldn't ignore the drop-off, and neither could the players. In the locker rooms, disappointment turned into frustration. Wilson and Bonner weren't just upset about the attendance, they felt deceived. The league had promised growth, exposure, and record crowds. But those crowds weren't coming for them. They were coming for Caitlin Clark. Without her, everything deflated. "It feels like nobody's watching," Wilson admitted after Game 1, visibly disheartened. She wasn't exaggerating. Ratings reportedly dropped by nearly half compared to the semifinals featuring Clark and the Fever. Social media clips that once dominated the trending charts vanished into obscurity, replaced by off-season NFL debate shows. Fans online were ruthless. "If the Fever and Clark were in the finals, do you think a single ticket would be under $300? One fan asked rhetorically. "Not a chance. Courtside seats would be going for $5,000. The message was clear: Clark was the difference between a sold-out arena and an echo chamber. Then came Bonner's cutting post-game comment that summed up the mood. "It's disrespectful," she said sharply. "We play hard. We deserve packed arenas." The quote spread like wildfire, but sympathy was mixed. "You mocked the player who brought the fans," one viral reply said. "Now you're wondering where everyone went?" Fans didn't forget how veterans like Wilson and Cheryl Swoops spent the season downplaying Clark's influence, mocking her hype, and even implying that her popularity was tied to her race. Now, with empty seats staring back at them, those same players were learning just how much Clark meant to the sport. Even respected journalist Christine Brennan weighed in, posting a now viral tweet. "One player gets injured, and more than half the TV audience for the entire league disappears. Has any other athlete ever had that kind of impact? Golf without Tiger fell off, sure, but not like this." Her words struck a nerve. This wasn't just a disappointing finals, it was a crisis. The WNBA scrambled for damage control. Commissioner Kathy Engelbert released a carefully worded statement applauding the competitive spirit of the finals, but no amount of PR could hide the embarrassment. You can't brag about growth when your championship tickets cost less than a movie ticket. The optics were brutal. A league that had spent months celebrating record sellouts and surging ratings was suddenly exposed. Even players from other teams noticed. One anonymous player allegedly quipped online, "This isn't the finals, it's open practice with better uniforms." That comment became a meme almost instantly. Fans flooded social media with side-by-side comparisons showing a packed Gainbridge Fieldhouse during a Fever game next to a nearly empty finals arena. The caption said it all. "You miss her yet?" Behind the scenes, tension deepened. Insiders claimed both Wilson and Bonner privately blamed league officials for botching the marketing campaign. They accused the commissioner's office of failing to sustain the wave of interest.